This and all talks at the 2019 JavaScript for WordPress Conference are brought to you in part by our sponsors Pantheon, a high-performance hosting platform with agile developer tools. Check them out at pantheon.io.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Round two. We're getting to it. Hope you enjoyed the jam stack, and we're going to get into some really fun, hands-on, practical stuff here. Our speaker, Ana Branco, is from Spain, a front-end developer working at a huge company that does a lot with kind of experimenting with what is the best, fastest way to put out sites. And she is going to be doing a really cool talk where she's going to walk us through how to build a React theme in like 30 minutes, live coding. It's going to be awesome. So let me pull up here Anna on screen, and would you mind just introducing yourself a little bit, saying hi, and then we'll get rolling. Thank you again for coming and presenting today.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me and for having this opportunity to be here with you guys and girls and genderqueer folks. I'm really excited to be here and to be sharing a little bit of what I know about this amazing Frontity framework that I'm going to introduce you. I was thinking about doing it in 3 small blocks. Like in the beginning, I'm going to present myself so you know who am I. Then we're going to talk about some basic concepts. Because I believe we have lots and lots of different profiles here. So I'll try to introduce a little bit so you can understand what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to do some coding. I'm going to introduce you this framework I'm talking about. And if we still have time, I'm going to show you like some advanced patterns of usage of this framework. And we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to ask you to answer you some questions, and that's it. So let's go. First of all, I'd like to introduce my partner. She's here with me, and she's very happy to share this moment with us. Okay, my name is Ana. I'm actually from Brazil, but I work and live here in Madrid, Spain. I'm a proud transgender girl, and that's pretty cool. Whatever, I work at A3 Media. It's one of the biggest media companies here in Spain. I work as a front-end developer, and I work basically with React. And React is the main library that we're going to talk about today. So cool. Let's begin. Basic concepts. I will explain a little bit about React so you can understand this framework that uses React as a point of reference. React is a library of JavaScript. It's one of the most popular ones, used mostly by front-end developers to create pages on the most objective way. It goes basically with 3 concepts. I'm gonna show you a React logo so you can know what I'm talking about. So mainly it works with SPA, the concept of single page applications. It has also, it's organized into components to make it easier to reuse all the code that we create. And it also works with a virtual model of the document. It's called virtual DOM, and it makes much easier to render our content, and it makes much more objective. So what we're going to talk today is about a framework built upon React. It's called Frontity. And for me, for example, I'm into front-end development. I honestly suck on back-end development. I have to confess that. So before knowing Frontity, WordPress seemed so distant from me. I mean, developing in WordPress, because I had absolutely no idea of PHP. And like, it wasn't kind of compatible. So what's really cool about Frontity is that gives us all we need from WordPress. We can use all its database and just build up our applications or pages just the way we know how to do. And it's amazing. Well, we're going to begin a little display of how it works. I just want you to know that actually it's not going to be like a step-by-step walkthrough. You are not supposed to be coding together with me. All the videos are going to be recorded, so you can always come back later. And if you are really interested, and I'm sure you're going to be, you can come back and watch it again and try to do the same things. The main idea is just to present it, to show how it works, its potential, so you can get acquainted and fall in love with it. So, okay. First of all, you're going to need a Node on your computer. Node is a JavaScript framework also, and you need it to be able to run on the Frontity package. We are going to run it from this folder on my desktop. I'm going to open a bash. And okay. First thing we do is so simple. We just use an npx. It's a tool from Node that allows us to use package without even installing them on our computer. And it's really great if we are trying a package without knowing it at all, and we want to test it to check it if it's okay. And it allows us to always use the most updated version. So npx, our framework is called Frontity, and we're going to create. Then I have to give it a name, so I can maybe call it my awesome Frontity page. Sounds cool. Okay, so npx is calling Frontity and creating my application. While it's doing it, I'm going to present to you the web page, frontity.org. This is the web page from the framework, Frontity. Here, you can have access to the community. If you really like this framework, it's amazing to be in touch with other people that are also using it to develop amazing projects. And the developers are really, really nice person, very helpful, and always ready to give us a hand. So here in community, you can keep in touch with them. And the most important that you're going to use is this part, documents. Documents, you have everything you need to run and develop using Frontity. Here on Quick Start Guide, we have exactly what I've been doing, npx Frontity create. And that's it. So you can also use this documentation as a reference point to go step by step without worrying about time and doing your own applications. Let's check it. Yeah, it's installing dependencies. So what else can I tell you about it? Okay, we're going to check this. We have a mode, dev, that allows us to develop our application. And we have the build mode that we just built a production version of this application. Okay, still installing dependencies. I guess my network's a little bit slow. Okay, while it's doing it, another important concept of Frontity, it works with packages. And basically, there are these 3 packages. One that we're going to use the most when you're developing your own web pages is the WP source. And here it teaches us how to use our own web page content to give data to the page we're building. We're going to see that in action really, really soon. Okay, let's wait a little bit more. I swear it doesn't used to take that long, but anyway. While it's doing it, I'll open my Visual Studio Code. Where we're going to work. Visual Studio, I believe most of us probably would know it, is a text editor where we develop our projects. You can use your own, the one you like. I personally like it better, Visual Code. It's really, really nice. Okay, still installing dependencies. I'm not sure if it's better to start it over again or just wait a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna do another thing. I'm gonna create another one. Yeah, my Visual Studio Code is opening. Yeah, I see my computer is really slow. It wasn't supposed to be like that because it's a Mac and I paid a hard price for that. But anyway, maybe it's just I'm using too much memory. Oh yeah, okay. So there we are. Our project is created. So it asks us if you want to receive updates by email. I hardly recommend you to say yes, so you can always be in touch with all the updates and news from Frontity. And here we go. Yeah, there's definitely something on my computer that is slowing really down. Let me close things. Well, Slack out. Okay, so we need to go into the folder that we just created. And here is our main structure of our project. And here I have the same content on my Visual Studio Code. Basically, you have, let me start our server because it will probably take longer than I would expect. So npx Frontity dev, this starts the development server. And while it's starting, I'm going to show you basically the structure of folders. We have just like any other React project. To the ones that already know React is very, very simple and easy to use it. And to the ones who don't, no problem. Basically, we work with components, and all the components we're going to work are inside the src folder. inside the theme that's installed as default. So here we have our components, and each component is responsible for rendering a part of our application. When the development server finishes loading, we're going to be able to check it better. We have also on the root folder this Frontity settings. Here is basically what we need to start our application. You can see here the URL from where we get our data. Later, we're going to change it a little bit and play around. And here we also establish the state of our application. And this is the basic state that this basic application would have. When we start a Frontity application using Frontity create, as we've done, it creates like a zero configuration application for us. And it populates with a basic test Frontity EO content. And this is a very simple web page created by Frontity developers to use as a starting point for our applications. You can see here on the basic page as seen on a normal WordPress page. I mean, just the usual things we use to see in WordPress. And with Frontity, you're going to see now it's opening. It just changes all the layout. And this is the very basic layout that we've got. I mean, we have the same data, the same posts and categories and tags and everything. All the database is imported to here. And this is a very simple and basic page to start working on that. To make it easier, I'm going to divide my screen in two parts. And we have the page here. Okay. So what can we do about it? This is the very basic page. And there are lots of things we can do to start making it more beautiful and more just like we want it. So for example, we're going to start playing a little bit with CSS Styles. I'm not sure if you are acquainted with CSS, but it's pretty straightforward. It's really easy to use. And Frontity uses Emotion. It's a library that allows us to use styled components and make it very easy to work with CSS. So for example, as we are on Spain, as I am on Spain, and because I've read that some of you are also in Spain, yeah. So I'm gonna make it a little more Spanish. What do you think? So let's change a little bit of the colors. First, maybe the header, we can give it like a red and yellow style. We have a container. Our header is this part, and we have the container, and our styled containers here. So first of all, maybe we can put a gold. Okay, why it's not working? I guess I've done something wrong. Never mind. I'm going back in a few seconds to that. Let me change our links colors to red. Yeah, it's really slow here. Okay, for example, I have all the links on my web page, just changing this to red. And I begin to have like the page more close to what I want. The head container, yeah, this is what I want to change to gold. This blue thing is gonna be, okay, yeah, gold. It looks a little bit more Spanish, right? So, okay, I also changed this text. WordPress, it hasn't, I don't know, it wasn't working before, but maybe because it was just slow. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll change the description. So yeah, I mean, playing with CSS, we can do lots of great things. Yeah, maybe it's too Spanish right now. I mean, let's put a little image. For example, we can try something like a world banner. It's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, this one is cool. I'm gonna copy the URL and then let's check it. I'm going to place it inside my container. Let me go back to the page. Okay, my header container is this one, so we can just put it a background image. And I'm gonna place the URL I guess I did it wrong. It looks a little bit bizarre. Yeah, no, it's okay. So I'm gonna put it this background image. Oh, I missed an R. Okay. Probably I'm going to need to adapt to the size also. Let's check it, how it goes. Yeah, okay, looks cool. So as you can see, you can just change all elements, everything you want on your page and create lots of cool stuff. Another thing that I really love about it, it gives us a custom 4004 page. For example, if we're trying to access something that doesn't exist, like a DDD page, it fires us a custom 404 page. And here in this component, we can just make it the way we want. For example, we can change this title. Oh no, 404. This page does not exist. I'm so sorry. It's dramatic. Okay. And I'm gonna erase this smile. So you can use just the content you want, the messages you want. You can also put an image, for example. Let's place here a sad bunny. I love bunnies. I have 2 baby bunnies at home, and I love them. Well, a PNG, I guess, would work better for us. Yeah, this one is cool. I'll do the same thing. I'll copy the image address, and I'm going to put it here, an image SCR. Front-end developer should always put an alternative text. This is really important. So I'm gonna explain for visually impaired people what's about my image. It's a static bunny. Okay. So I'm gonna have now a sad bunny on my 404. As I'm using emotion as a styled component, I can also give it, for example, a custom name like image 404. And here I can just give the styles I want. It's going to be a styled IMG. And maybe I can just make it a little bit smaller. I don't know, 40%. And let's check it out. As you can see, it's easy to give styles this way. You just give a name to your component and you create a variable or a constant with the CSS styles you want. So here we have a very cute 404 page, and I'm sure users, when see this page, are going to be so conmoted. Well, this word doesn't exist in English. They will love it, and they will not mind accessing a page that does not exist. So, okay. What else can I show you? Okay, if we want to put, for example, a personal button on our page, it's pretty cool. For example, I want to put over here a Twitter button so users can, inside my web page, access Twitter. This is the easiest way to test things on internet, just stealing images. I'm going to use this one, maybe. Okay, this is gonna be like a button, and on my header component, I'm gonna put like here a Twitter button. And I'm gonna pass the source that is gonna be on this address that I got wrong, and now it's okay. An alternative text, Twitter logo or button, that's better. And that's it. So I'll just have to create a Twitter button styled component. It's gonna be an image. Let me see. I'm going to put 50 pixels. Let's check it. Okay, it's rendering here. It's not exactly what I want. Maybe I can give a fixed position. It's gonna be cool. And stop, whatever. Yeah, 100 pixels and right, maybe 43. 30, it's okay. So it's gonna move our button to over here, more or less. Okay, a little bit below. And I have a cool button. And I can just give an H to create a link and put here my Twitter and okay, now I have a button that would take the user to my Twitter page. And as I use it, fix it, for example, no matter the page I am, it's gonna always be like here. I mean, we can just play around with so many ways, and it's really, really cool. Let me just check our time. Okay, 30 minutes, we have still time. So what really we're going to do is use a page that we already have from WordPress to use all the database in our pages that we are creating. So to do that, we have to go to Frontity settings, as I told you before, and we are going to change this address. I have here a page that I created. It's just a simple fake page about a illusional football club called Three Bunnies. It's a women's football team. And it's just a regular WordPress page with posts and pages, stupid pages where we have, like, for example, players. She's a midfielder on my team, and regular pages. Okay, so we're going to populate our application with this database. First of all, if we come to the documentation, we can see that here we have the format, the URL that we need to use to get our web page JSON. JSON is the format of the information that we're going to have. And then we just change the site's name to our site's name. So, yeah. Okay. Now the database of this page is going to be not the page created by the developers. I just need to restart my server to update the info. And it's gonna be all the database provided by this page. And this is the way we are going to work with our WordPress database and information into our awesome page that we are building. I mean, we took just about 20 minutes, I guess, or a little bit less. And we have a very beautiful page, for example. The options, actually, the more you know front and you have experience with JavaScript, React, and CSS, you can do amazing things using WordPress database, and it's pretty cool. I really love it. So yeah, now we have this page, this basic page from WordPress. We have it rendered in our model that we just created. And of course, we have these links that won't work. They'll give us a 404 because these are making reference still to the categories, to the links that were created by the test page. We just need, it's very easy. If we want to change this menu, we can just, for example, I'm going to create matches. And it's going to display all the matches of my team. I'm going also to change these to true. This is going to make the images appear here. So I'm gonna save it, and I need to one more time start our development server. Every time we change informations in our settings, we need to restart the server. And I can close the ones opened before. And yeah, when it finishes creating the development server, it opens automatically our local host with our content. So now we're going to have the pictures because I've set here to show and list my featured images. And I have also working this link that would take me to all my posts with category matches. And we're going to see it. Everything I have with the category match, it's displayed here. So this is the basic thing that we can do with Frontity. It's amazing. When I first started using it, I just felt hooked on because it's incredible. And I was just thinking, oh my God, I can do so many cool things with it. And I started like fooling around and playing a little bit. And I created a Frontity webpage specifically for this content. And I'm going to show you now, just so you can take a little peep on what we can do on a slightly more advanced level. I have here a web app. Yeah, cool. And so I'm gonna start my Frontity development server, just like I've been doing with the basic project created by the npx create. So, okay, starting my developed server. I can close this. I'm going to show you the difference between this base page. I can make it a little bit larger. Well, actually, we are not going to anymore. We can just go for the full page. Okay, so what I was telling you, I want to show you the difference, for example, of this very basic page created directly in WordPress and rendered by WordPress, and how it can be converted in a way cooler thing. And this is my version of Three Bunnies Football Club, like using all the database from WordPress. I've included, for example, a fans login where I can, for example, filter posts by the login. If someone is VIP, they can have access to much more information and whatever, you can do that. I have basically the same thing here, a link to a page. I have also, for example, matches, as we've seen before. I'm rendering all the categories matches. I have also juniors. I'm rendering here the tag junior, all the news that have this tag. And one of the coolest things for me is how we have total freedom to create using Frontity framework. For example, here I have my players page. On my basic page, I just have a menu here, and I have their names. What I've done here, I've placed a shirt with rendering the number and the name of each player. And here we have like a link that shows us the position, the photo, and some basic information about each player. And here is area, right midfielder, Lara Croft. As you can see, it's very amazing what we can do using Frontity. And what's really, really cool, me as a developer, I'm always worried how my clients are going to have access to the database without breaking my application. And it's pretty cool because I can have lots of different users with access to WordPress as editors, for example. and they can just generate contents. And through here, they can just like create everything for me, and I'll just render it right here. And for example, we can do it with a player maybe, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I have a private subpage inside players that give us the idea of how we can create a player. We just need this informations. And here we have like a reference for which position the player should play. So let's create a new player for our amazing team. I'm going to use the informations I just copied here in the excerpt. So, okay, any ideas on the name of our player? You can write it if you want on the chat. The first name that gets here wins the prize. If no name comes, I'll think on a cool name. Okay, I guess no names come. Okay, so I'm create the last one. Oh, I mean, I'm getting new messages. It's kind of delayed, I guess. Okay, Rosa Curry. Okay, I'm going to use a mix of both names. So I have my player Rosa Curry. Let's check what we have if we look for images of Rosa Curry. Well, that's Rose. Girl, maybe. Okay, this is gonna be our player. This is Rosa Curry. I'm going to copy the image and place it. Oh, sorry, here. Okay, a city and a country for our player. Ideas? So let's come here. It's gonna be Glasgow, Scotland. I'm gonna give it a number 21 shirt. And which position should Rosa Curry play? And she's new on the club. And her Twitter is gonna be Rosa Curry, the new girl. Okay, which position should she play? So she's gonna be another goalkeeper because our team only has one, and I'm gonna make it a player page. I have to place it inside here and publish it. And that's it. I mean, I can just teach my client to feed the database, and they're gonna do all the hard work. And for me, just I'll have to do nothing because I have already done all the work needed, and I have here 21 Rosa Curry player, born in Glasgow. It didn't recognize the flag of Glasgow, so we have a rainbow flag. It's a goalkeeper, so she's placed on the goalkeeper's area on the field. And we have some basic information. I mean, it's pretty cool because like real time, our clients or other people interested can be just like feeding and generating content. And real time, it's rendered on our application, and it's really, really amazing. So basically, this was what I wanted to show you, like the potential of a Frontity framework. It's pretty cool, as you can see. And I mean, the limits are only made by our imaginations. We can do anything we can do with our normal web page, and just feeding it with WordPress database. And I guess it's a fantastic framework. It's really new. The developers are really, really excited about it, and they're just generating new content, and they have very cool features to come. And I really recommend you if you like this framework, and if it sounded interesting, to go to their webpage. Remember Frontity.org, and to get involved with the community and get in touch with the developers. They are very, very cool and nice people. And I hope you enjoy this as much as I have enjoyed it. I thank you very much for the time, for your attention, and for giving ideas for our player, Rosa Curry. I'm sure she'll kick some asses on the field. Thank you very much, guys and girls, and genderqueer folks.
And thank you so much, everybody watching. Please send Anna all your love and gratitude. This was so cool. Live coding, as you know, is like the worst thing you can do. And you know,
yeah, it is.
So much. We all understand what it's like. So thank you for rocking us through that. We had some questions that bubbled up, and while I'm asking them, can you please post down in the chat contact information so folks can reach out with you, stay in touch, and I will just start running through some of these questions. We got one from Chris. Hey, Anna, does Frontity play along nicely with plugins like ACF, WPML, WooCommerce, etc.?
Actually, I'm not sure about it. I would recommend you to ask on the Frontity community. I'm sure they will give much more precise information. I'm actually just have a little bit more experience with Frontity than you guys, and as you can see, with just a little time working with it, you can do just amazing things. And I'm sorry, I can't give like very technical information because I'm new on that. I'm still learning it, and I'm still amazed with it. So I'd recommend that to go to the community and just to ask them about it. And I'm sure they'll give you a very quick and precise answer. Great.
And then the last question, which I think was answered from Kiki, are you running on Node.js there?
Yeah, actually, right now, as I was just developing, I was just using the development server. So what's behind is a Node, is all the framework that Node gives us. But when we generate the production version, we have like a Node server running all the time. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Anna, thank you again so much for coming. I really enjoyed this, and we hope to hear more from you in the future, and we will have this talk up. Is there anything else from the crowd last minute?
Oh, sorry, I just gave a wrong email. It's AOL. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm very sorry.
Love it. No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you again. All right.